If you think that buying land and contributing towards NSSF and sometimes saving in a SACCO will help you retire in 5 years in Kenya, then this video might offend you. I'm sorry to say so, but it could also save your retirement planning. Because there's a dangerous lie that has been told to many employees for years that if you just invest consistently, then you'll eventually be fine, like everything will be fine. But this is the reality on the ground that nobody tells you. That there are people in Kenya today who have invested for 20 or 30 years. Yes, they own land, yes, they have pension, and they did everything right, in quotes, and they still cannot afford to retire. Why? Because they did some mistakes. They did some specific investment mistake. And the scary part is this, that most of these mistakes, they don't look like mistakes when you are making them. They look responsible, they look safe, and they look like exactly what everyone else is doing. So in this video, I'm going to break down the 5 costly investment mistakes. I might add one to have a bonus that will quietly destroy your chances of retiring in 5 years in Kenya. Because most people think that they can retire in 5 years, but 90% fail because of these mistakes. Mistake number 1, treating land as a guaranteed retirement plan. Most Kenyans always default to this: nitanunua ploti, itapanda value. I'll buy a plot, it will appreciate in value. But this is the problem, that land is not liquid. I could also say that land is illiquid. This means that you cannot sell land quickly when retired, when you need money. Problem number 2, some plots never appreciate for various reasons. It can be due to wrong location, or it can be due to zoning issues. And so you bought a plot thinking that it will appreciate, only for that to sit there and look at you. Problem number 3, other plots or pieces of land might be tied up in legal disputes like fake titles. So you put your money there hoping that it will appreciate, then it has a problem. Why is having land a problem? Because retirement needs cash flow, not just assets. And I keep saying that retirement runs on cash flow because your salary has been reduced significantly. You've got other benefits that you are currently not getting. So if you don't have cash flow, you're going to struggle in your retirement. There's a saying that says when it comes to land, land can make you rich on paper, but very poor in retirement, or very poor in cash flow. So you are rich on paper, you've got plots of land, but you cannot run your daily lives. That's mistake number 1. Mistake number 2, over-relying on employer pension. This is a very big mistake currently in Kenya. Many people, this is what they assume, that NSSF, what they're giving, what they're contributing, plus company pension will be enough for you. Now, this is the reality on the ground, that pension often replaces around 30% of your salary. What do I mean by this? That if your salary was 100,000 when you retire, pension will only be giving you 30,000. So what happens to the 70,000? Where do you get that money? And that means that you will have a deficit of 70%, and you have to look for this money. So before that time comes, start having assets, start having investments that build you that particular structure to sustain you when you retire. Because relying only on NSSF is catastrophic. Your pension won't maintain your lifestyle. It will actually downgrade your lifestyle. Mistake number 3, investing in safer things as things that don't beat inflation. So investing in what seems to be safe vis-a-vis investing in what things that will beat inflation. And these are basic examples. Number 1, idle savings account. You have some money and it's lying idle in an account earning you 4% per annum, while the inflation rate is 6%. This simply means that you are losing money. Another example, having your money in a low yield circle without a solid structure. Number three, poorly chosen money market funds. Now, why is the problem? Because inflation silently eats your money. And so, where you invest your money when you are planning for your retirement, it should be giving you returns that are slightly higher than 6%, because inflation has constantly averaged at between 5 and 6%. So, if your money is only earning you the interest of 3%, 4%, you are losing money. Problem number two, you think that you are growing when you're actually shrinking. That's the problem with inflation. If your investments don't beat inflation, you are moving backward. You are making uh, 2 steps forward and then 4 steps backward, because if you are investing somewhere and it's giving you 2% or 4%, it's like you are moving 2 steps forward, but inflation is taking you 5 steps backward. So you are losing money. You are moving backward. Problem number four, you don't have an income strategy. You only have an accumulation strategy. I always say this, that cash flow always beats cash accumulation. And if your sole strategy is cash accumulation over creating cash flow, you will most likely end up with none. And many people focus on saving money and buying assets, but they never ask, how will this pay me monthly income? So when you are 5 years into retirement, I want you to think about this. What assets or what investments will be paying me on a monthly basis? Because as I always say, I'll repeat again, retirement runs on cash flow, and it has to be consistent, predictable cash flow. And some of the failure examples are things like owning 3 plots of land somewhere in Kamulu. I don't have a problem with Kamulu. Number two, owning a car, a liability. Plots of land is zero income. Or having money that's locked in long-term funds and it's not giving you a considerable amount of returns. So assets that don't pay you will fail you. Why do I say this? Because 2, 3 years, 5 years down retirement, you need consistent cash flow. And so if you don't have that cash flow and you had some plot somewhere, you'll be forced to liquidate those plots so that you can have cash flow, because retirement runs on cash flow. Mistake number five, lack of diversification, putting all your money or all your investments in one bucket. And this is very common because employees are always putting all their money in land. Some, they're putting all their money in a circle. Others are putting all their money in one business. What is the risk? This is the risk. Like if you just have one shock, like COVID happening, then all your investments will collapse. This is why you are always advised to diversify. Have some money in bonds and bills, have some investments in money market funds, have some investment in circles, have some investments in special funds. By doing so, you are just making sure that should one vehicle fail to perform well, you are still catered for by all other remaining vehicles. And I want you to think about this critically, that if one decision can wipe out what you've invested for years, you are exposed and you need to cover your tracks. Number six, mistake number six, lifestyle inflation in your peak years, in between 30 and 40 years trap. This is a silent killer. What normally happens between 30s and 40? Bigger house, a better car, higher school fees, supporting extended family. While I don't have anything against having a bigger house, having a better car, paying school fees, higher amounts of school fees, or supporting extended family, these are your prime years. And if you don't prioritize working or investing during these years, you will suffer during your retirement time. And this is the reality check. Many retirees exhaust their savings between 5 to 10 years of retirement. And so the life expectancy currently is between 70 and 80 years. So if you retire at 60 or 55, and then you've got up to 80 years to live, that is 30 years or 25 years, but you exhaust your savings in 10 years, then there's a gap that you are really going to struggle. There's a gap of 20 years or 10 years that you are really going to struggle, because lifestyle, when you have to sustain your lifestyle after retirement. So your lifestyle is rising faster than your future income, then there's a problem. And so as we summarize these 6 costly investment mistakes, awareness is always the first step towards change. Awareness is always the first step towards making better financial decisions. So with these 6 costly investment mistakes locked in, you have an idea on what to do. You have an idea of what not to do, and you have a rough idea on where to start. Just a recap of the 6 mistakes. Investment mistake number 1, treating land as a guaranteed retirement plan. Mistake number 2, over-relying on employer pension only. Mistake number 3, investing in safe assets that don't actually beat inflation. Mistake number 4, no income strategy, only relying on cash accumulation savings. Mistake number 5, lack of diversification. And mistake number 6, lifestyle inflation in your peak years. That's the video for today. I pray and hope that you've gotten some lessons. And thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye for now.